my people. I feel like this angle is just not great and I don't know why. So today I'm going to be basically fangirling for an entire however long this video ends up being. This is going to be a little bit of a mess. I hope you don't mind. I'm trying not to ramble. I have a problem. I'm going to be talking about the reasons that Loki, in my opinion, is the best character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not only is Loki one of my favorite characters of all time, but I think that he is a really well developed character. I literally have a page and a half of notes on this. That's all. And then this, almost 2 pages of notes. Then I realized I didn't know what the point of any of it was. So we're gonna get into this now. First thing I want to talk about is his backstory. As we all know, if you've seen any of the movies that he's in, if not, why are you watching this? He was a tiny little midget frost giant and he was adopted by Odin. All his life growing up, Odin has treated him, whether he realizes or not, treated Thor as the favorite and treated Loki as not so much the favorite. Now his mom, they had their special bond, but Loki and his father, not such a great bond. In the first Thor movie, Thor, at the start of the movie, I think everyone can agree, is an obnoxious asshole. Now, Thor has gone through character development as well. I love Thor, but even though how obnoxious Thor acts, he's still worthy to hold this hammer? Like, what does that say to Loki? You also have to look at, there's, you know, a certain nature versus nurture. First of all, he's always been treated like he was lesser than Thor. Then he finds out he's adopted, which it doesn't have to be a bad thing. The bad thing is that the reason he was adopted was because Odin admits he wanted to use Loki to make a truce with the frost giants. Now, of course, I'm sure Odin does love him, as he says in Thor Ragnarok, but imagine being told this. You know, you're upset, all your life you felt underappreciated and like you were the lesser human, and then you find out that the only reason your parent even owns you is to make a truce. Now, I want to talk about Odin for a second, because he's not the best, I don't think. Clearly, he's got some parenting problems. Obviously, you can't blame parents for everything bad that the kids do, but to a certain extent, you gotta set a good example and you gotta treat your kids right. Favoritism between children is a form of child abuse, whether you realize you're doing it or not. So, I mean, who's really to blame here? The person who killed 80 people in 2 days, or his father? He's really underappreciated, and I feel like I can relate to that, not through my own parents or friends, but everyone can relate to being underappreciated, especially if you've been bullied like me. Then Avengers, a lot of people say, you know, oh, he's like trying to kill all these people, but he is technically, it is Thanos that's making him do that. He is threatened that if he doesn't succeed in getting the Tesseract to Thanos will find him wherever he is in the universe and kill him. So there's that, and then like he doesn't get the Tesseract. So ever since the end of Avengers, he's been knowing that Thanos is gonna fucking try to kill him. Just saying. I want to actually say now, I am not excusing the fact that he's killed hundreds of people, but I am saying that the movie universe and the real life universe are completely two different things. If someone is a murderer in real life, I'm not gonna like them. But if they're a murderer in a story, it's forgivable. Thor: The Dark World. It opens up with his father telling him that his birthright was to die and banishing him to spend the rest of his fucking life in a dungeon and never getting to see his mother, the only person who ever properly loved him again. That's pretty fucking harsh! Asgardians live for like 5,000 years or something, right? Even if Loki got a life sentence for every person he had caused to die, it would not be that long. And then like saying he also can never see his mother again, that's a bit intense, man. And then the last thing he ever says to her, she's talking about his father and he says, he's not my father, and then she says, then am I not your mother? And he says no, which obviously he doesn't mean. I'm talking about character development at the moment. I don't know where I'm going with this, but you'll see where I go with this. He's like, okay, fuck it, mom's dead, I'm gonna help Thor and pretend that I'm pissed off about it. And then at the end, when he dies again, Thor says to him, you know, tell father what you did, and he says, I didn't do it for him, which obviously means he did it for his mother. He decided to be the good person for his mother. And then he was like, okay, well, I was just kidding, obviously. I saved my brother's girlfriend, but I'm not actually a good guy. He, you know, isn't actually dead, takes over a soldier, goes back to Asgard and kicks out his dad and pretends to be his dad. Now we're on to Thor Ragnarok. He has taken over Asgard, sent his father to live in a nursing home on Earth. He's putting on a play that shows how great a person he was. He's doing that so that even though people think he's dead, they still are looking at him like, yes, he's amazing. You know, he can see people look at him like he's like a hero. He's getting people thinking he's great. That's like what he's always wanted. Yes, he has banished his dad, but Odin banished him like twice, okay? I mean, you know, who's the real bad guy here? This is the bit where I think that it really changed him as a character. His mom dying was a moment for him to develop as a character, and then I think this moment is another bit where it was just really something he always needed to hear. Right before his father dies, he tells Loki that Frigga, his mother, would be proud of him. You can see in his eyes, like that means something. Then Odin says, I love you, my sons. He didn't say, I love you, Thor, I love you, Loki. He said, I love you, my sons. And I think that's the first time he's kind of talking to them like they're equals. And you can see how much that means to him. All he ever wanted, he says in the first movie, he never wanted the throne. All he wanted was to be Thor's equal. And he finally gets that. Then he goes to, it's Sakaar, isn't it? I literally watched Thor Ragnarok like 2 hours ago and I already forgotten the name of the planet. It's Sakaar, right? They accidentally go there. Loki's there for a few weeks before Thor is. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. And then he genuinely helps Thor. And then it's another trick and he's like, oh, I'll get so much money for finding you. And then Thor literally leaves him being tortured on the ground for like ages. But then, after that, he could just decide, I'm just gonna fuck off and go somewhere else. But he decides, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go on this spaceship. We're going to Asgard. We're gonna help my brother. And that's what he does. He genuinely helps. He's genuinely become a all-round 100% trustable good guy. And then he steals the Tesseract. But again, he's the god of mischief, so he can't just decide to be a different character. Why did he steal the fucking Tesseract? Why did you do that, Loki? You know that Thanos is after you. Jesus. Idiots. Idiots! When will you learn that your actions have consequences? Now, for a minute, I'm going to talk about Infinity War. So, if you haven't seen it yet, I'll put a little time place somewhere around the screen for you to go to so that you can continue watching the rest of the video but don't have to get spoiled for Infinity War. Then, in Infinity War, like, if he didn't have the Tesseract, maybe he wouldn't have died. But he gives his life. He says for the first time that he's a son of Odin. I have theories that he might not be dead, which I might put in another video. He, in Infinity War, decides, I'm an all-round good guy, I'm gonna save my brother, and then I'm gonna try to kill Thanos for some fucking reason with a fucking knife. Yeah, I don't think so. He disappears off screen for a moment before that. Also, okay, do you know what? I'm just gonna put the theory in here. In the first Thor movie, there's a bit where he's a hologram of himself and he knocks a few rocks. If I can insert the clip, I will insert it. He knocks a few bricks over the edge of a cliff. So I think he can make an actual physical hologram of himself. And I think that that's what he did. I don't think he's really dead. I mean, maybe he is, and I'm really sad about it. I literally cry every time I see a meme about it. Anyway, he gave his life, possibly, to do the right thing. To try to kill Thanos, and then failed. But he didn't turn blue when he's a frost giant. So, just really want him to be alive. He's my favorite character. That's basically shows the start of the thing. All he wants is his father to appreciate him and to be seen as an equal to his brother. He does some really fucked up stuff. In the very, very end, all together, he is a good guy. He is good at heart. He develops more than anyone else in the MCU. I mean, like, so many bad things happen to him and he just gets like so much a stronger character. He's really complex. That's what it is. A lot of the characters are kind of basic characters. They're not very complex, but he's an extremely complex character. So now we're going to get on to the reasons I personally love him. He's actually one of the smartest characters. He is as smart as Tony and Bruce Banner. He's really, really intelligent. He's also, like, he's really funny. Like, he makes me laugh. We have the same sense of humor. Like, he's extremely sarcastic, right? I am a very sarcastic person. Like, it's one of my many senses of humor. Like, I love that about him. He's like lighthearted, but he's also really complex. I'd say, like me, and like a lot of people, he uses sarcasm and jokes as a defense mechanism, and also to hide his emotional instability, because that's what I do. Oh my god. Another thing I love about Loki is just, like, Tom Hiddleston is, like, he plays him perfectly. Like, Tom Hiddleston is a brilliant actor, and he portrays Loki so well. He's just the perfect in every way for Loki. And last thing I want to say is that he is canonly pansexual and gender fluid in the comics. So he's canonly pansexual. And honestly, I watched Thor Ragnarok today after reading that, with the mind of, I want to see if I can see the hints that he is pansexual in this. There's this one moment, if I can insert a clip, I will. There's this moment with the Grandmaster, I swear.
Time works real different around these parts. On any other world, I'd be like millions of years old. But here on Sakaar,
like 100%. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And how did Loki know about the Grandmaster's fucking orgy spaceship? Come on, like, I mean, he's canonly pansexual in the comics and gender fluid in the comics, so why couldn't he be in the movies? Definitely the Grandmaster is pansexual. Like, he objectifies everyone around him. I feel like he just really found his place on Sakaar, and I just want him to be able to go back and just live his happy life. I want either that to happen, or for him and Thor to just be best friends and brothers again and just rule Asgard together. Please, if you enjoyed that video, give it a thumbs up and comment down below who is your favorite character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know, just because I think Loki is the best, like factually he is the best character, that doesn't mean he has to be your favorite. My social medias are linked in the description, so you can go follow me on them. I try to post on them sometimes. And also, if you want to see more videos about me talking about a lot of nerdy things, then you can hit subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you get notified when I post videos. And thanks for watching, even if you don't subscribe. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in the future. If I don't, goodbye forever. And if I do, goodbye for now. Have a nice day. Goodbye forever.